Hey guys, what's going on? Joseph Vollmer here. Do me a favor. Please hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and rate it when it's all over with. Now, right behind me here, I have a 2012 Chevy Malibu. Got a call from the owner the other morning that it broke down on the side of the road. The alternator went out. He needed it towed in and fixed. So, drive out there to tow it in. And I wish I had taken pictures of it so I could actually show you the scene when I showed up. You know, it's sitting there on the shoulder. He left it the night before. When the alternator broke down, he called a ride, had to leave the car on the side of the, or when the alternator went out, he called a ride, left the car on the side of the road. Called us the next morning to go get it. We ran, as soon as we got the call, I was on my way into work anyway. My boss called me. I went and picked the keys up from him. And as soon as I got to work, hopped in the truck, went and picked it up. I got there, and underneath, I noticed when I pulled up to it, underneath the passenger side, right behind the front tire, about where that lift arm is, the scissor jack was there. And no big deal. I knew on these Malibus you don't access the alternator from the bottom, but I thought, you know what? I don't know. The scissor jack was under it, but it wasn't very high off the ground. And I noticed there was a flashlight laying there by the scissor jack, so I took the scissor jack out from under the car, picked the flashlight up, put them in the car, and sucked it up on the rollback with the winch. Didn't try and start it, nothing, because I figured if the alternator went out, the battery's probably too dead to start it anyway. No reason to screw with it. Get it back to the shop, unload it, get ready to move it in, throw a jump pack on it, fire it up, and it sounds like the exhaust is completely broken off this car. I mean, it sounds absolutely horrendous. And I noticed the inspection sticker, it had been safety inspected about 8 months ago. It's not likely that the exhaust would completely break to this point. Maybe you have an exhaust leak, but in 8 months, not like complete, no exhaust on the car, kind of loud. So we get it in here, test the alternator. The alternator is definitely junk. I order an alternator, put it on the lift just to see what the heck's going on with the exhaust. I get it up in the air. I'm going to show you this. Now, I'm going to try and get you some more light. Somebody used a scissor jack to cut the second catalytic converter off the car. Not the first. The first one's up here. They crawled under here and cut the second one off, which the second one and the flex pipe. They cut the flex pipe off too. I mean, seriously, come on. This converter isn't worth hardly anything because there's not much in it. It's just a secondary converter. That's your main converter that's actually worth all the money. But this poor old man had to leave this car on the side of the road, and thieves came in, and you can see how clean these cuts are. I haven't done anything to them. There's still paint on them. You can still maybe see some red paint on them from the Sawzall blade. You can see where the blade was scraping up against the underbody right there. But this poor old man left his car on the side of the road, and a bunch of low-life jackwagon thieves came through overnight and stole the converter off of it. And now it's, we're going to get it fixed for him so he can, so he can drive it. But now it's going to cost him even more money. And I don't know this guy personally. I don't know what his financial situation is, but let's face it. Just because a couple lowlifes that don't want to get a job that have a battery-powered Sawzall come out and steal your converter, none of us want to spend that extra money just because something like that happens. So, this is one of those times where they're using a scissor jack. Of all the people that have to worry or have had a scissor jack collapse on them while they're working on a car, these goobers are under there with a battery-powered Sawzall hacking the exhaust off, and somehow or another that thing manages to hold that car up the whole time. I don't know how you can possibly get so lucky when you're doing something you don't need to be doing. So, guys, do me a favor. Please share this, because I don't know what the deal is here lately, but in my area, I know scrap prices are up, and I know that's a lot of it. But, man, thieves have been stealing converters off of flipping everything here lately. So, if you got to leave your car on the side of the road, try and get a hold of a tow truck and get them out there to pick it up, because I know it might cost you more to try and get them out there right away or whatever. But in the long run, it could actually save you money because you're going to have it towed one way or the other. So if you got to pay an extra $50 to get it towed right away, it's cheaper than I don't even know at this point what a direct fit converter is going to cost for this car, but it's a couple $100. I can tell you that. Between that and the labor to get it put on there, it's not going to be cheap. And so that, a little bit extra for a tow to get it off the side of the road right away could save you a lot of money, because the thieves are brazen, they're relentless, and I mean, they're stealing converters off of vehicles in secured lots that have video surveillance. The side of the road where they can kind of hide in the shadows at night, that's nothing for them. So anyway, please share this, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.